Planning a trip to Japan? Hold on, before you pack your bags and board the flight, there are crucial mistakes that could turn your dream vacation into a nightmare. Hello, Jeff Tinagan here from Jeff in Japan, and today I'm diving into the most common travel fails in Japan that every traveler needs to avoid. Stick around as I break down each mistake, offering insider tips and cultural insights that will not save you from embarrassment, but also enhance your journey through this fascinating country. Don't let these travel fails ruin your experience, so let's dive in. Oof. The first one that you should avoid is being late. So avoid being late for reservations. So Japanese culture places a strong emphasis on punctuality, especially in hospitality settings like restaurants. Arriving late for a reservation, even by a few minutes, can result in the loss of your table. So this cultural norm stems from respect for schedules and other diners' time. Now to avoid this, plan your travel time carefully and consider arriving a bit early rather than risking being late. I remember when I had an interview back in my home country, I remember he saying that if you come 15 minutes before the time, you're not actually early, you're just on time in Japan. If you arrive on time in Japan, you're actually late. To me, it's so fresh that they really respect time in Japan. So one example is I was also late for 10 minutes for a night bus from Nagoya to Tokyo, and unfortunately, the bus cannot really wait for me, even though it's just 10 minutes. They tried to wait for me for about 3 minutes, but that was it. So please don't be late in Japan. Next would be avoid not eating before others. So in Japanese dining etiquette, it's perfectly acceptable to start eating as soon as your dish arrives, even if others at your table have not been served yet. So this practice ensures that each dish is enjoyed at its freshest, as food is typically served as soon as it's ready, rather than waiting for all dishes to arrive simultaneously. So this respect for the quality and temperature of food is paramount in Japanese dining culture. So go ahead, don't wait for me. Next would be no tipping culture. Tipping is not customary in Japan and can even be considered rude or confusing to locals. So Japanese service industry workers take pride in their job and expect to be paid appropriately by their employers. Attempting to tip servers, taxi drivers, or any other service personnel can lead to awkward situations and should be avoided. So it's best to express appreciation for good service with a polite thank you instead. The fourth mistake that travelers often make is expecting digital payments like Visa or Apple Pay to be universally accepted in Japan. While digital payment methods like Visa, MasterCard, and Apple Pay are increasingly accepted in Japan, especially in urban areas and larger establishments, many smaller shops, traditional restaurants, and local businesses still prefer cash. Now, it's essential for travelers to carry yen to avoid the inconvenience, particularly in rural areas where digital payment options may be limited or non-existent. Look for cash trays or at counters where you place your money and often receive change in a similar tray, ensuring a smooth transaction. We have a nice supermarket here. However, in our experience, we did plan to buy inside the supermarket. However, they just prefer cash, and usually this local or discounted supermarkets have cash-only basis. So please be careful. Next would be public transportation, particularly trains, operates on a schedule in Japan with services often ending around midnight in urban areas and earlier in rural regions. So missing the last train can result in expensive taxi fares and difficulty finding alternative transportation late at night. So it's advisable to plan your evening activities around the train schedule and be aware of the last train departure times to avoid inconvenience. So typically I would go 1 hour before 12 midnight, or if it's like a local train, do the 10:30 p.m. But if it's a suburb or a big city, probably around 11:30 is the last train. Be on the safe side, do the 10:30 p.m. Next one would be avoiding rush hours. So during peak travel times such as weekday mornings and evenings, trains in major Japanese cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya can become extremely crowded. So to avoid discomfort and overcrowding, travelers should plan their journeys outside these peak hours whenever possible. This ensures you will be on time on your schedule or on your itinerary. If you're in a group tour, maybe other people are waiting for you. Maybe if you had like a split tour afterwards, make sure you just come back on time and avoid this kind of rush hour traveling. Upon entering shops or restaurants in Japan, you may be greeted loudly in Japanese. So, contrary to some cultures where responding verbally is expected, in Japan, a simple nod or acknowledgement with a smile is sufficient. There is no need to say hello or thank you in response to these greetings. However, you can really say "ありがとうございます." But yeah, the staff simply acknowledges your presence and not expecting a verbal exchange. But if they would use English, then that's good. But if not, yeah, a simple nod would be okay. Next one would be paying at restaurants. So in some countries where the server brings the bill directly to your table, in Japan it's common practice for diners to go to the cashier to settle the bill after finishing their meal. So the server will bring the bill to your table, but they expect you to pay at the counter and retrieve any change yourself. So this custom ensures efficiency and allows for smoother turnover tables in busy restaurants. 8 out of 10 would be this way, that you need to bring that piece of paper to the cashier or to the cash register, but just to make sure you must read the air and find other people, what are they doing, how do they pay, and that's your cue. Next. Japan maintains a clean and orderly environment, partly due to the scarcity of public trash bins, and especially in urban areas. If you have trash while exploring the city, such as for snacks or drinks, it's advisable to carry a small plastic bag in your day pack to store it until you find a suitable trash bin. I've mentioned this one numerous times in my videos, so please check them out. Convenience stores and train stations often have bins inside, but public streets and parks may not. So avoid being dependent on trash bins anywhere, because you would see very few trash bins in a city in Japan, or even in a local municipality or town. Another one that you should avoid is bringing only your home country's valid driving license. So in Japan, you would need your IDP. So renting a car or participating in activities like go-karting in Tokyo often requires an IDP or the international driving permit, in addition to your valid driver's license from your home country. So Japan requires this permit for non-Japanese drivers to legally operate vehicles, ensuring compliance with local traffic laws and regulations. Obtaining an IDP before your trip ensures you can enjoy driving experiences and rentals without any legal issues. Let's go to number 11. With extensive walking being a common part of exploring Japan's cities and attractions, comfortable shoes are essential for travelers. So Japanese shoe sizes tend to be smaller than those Western countries, making it challenging to find larger sizes. So avoid not bringing good shoes in Japan. Bringing comfortable footwear ensures you can enjoy your travels without discomfort or blisters, especially when navigating city streets and cultural sites. As mentioned in my previous videos before, a slip-on footwear or shoes is recommended. Next would be not computing your passes. So the Japan Rail Pass or JR Pass offers excellent value for travelers planning extensive train travel across the country. However, its cost effectiveness depends on your itinerary. So if you're primarily staying within Tokyo and not traveling extensively by train, the JR Pass may not be worthwhile. So assess your travel plans carefully to determine whether purchasing a JR Pass aligns with your itinerary and budget. So there are regional passes. Try checking them out because they might be a good saver compared to the JR Pass. Next thing to avoid is not knowing taxi etiquette. So when taking taxis in Japan, it's important to observe certain customs. Unlike in some countries where passenger open and close doors, Japanese taxis are equipped with an automatic door or automatic doors operated by the driver. In attempting to open or close the door yourself can be seen as unusual or unnecessary. So additionally, taxi drivers are responsible for loading and unloading luggage. So it's polite to let them handle this task. So more comfortable and efficient commutes, especially in subway lines and platforms. Next is to avoid the wrong platform on Japanese trains or subways. So Japan's efficient train system can sometimes be confusing for newcomers with multiple trains arriving on the same platform within a short time frame. So it's crucial to pay attention to departure times and ensure you board the correct train. Now during rush hours, designated women-only cars are also indicated, typically with pink signs to accommodate female passengers comfortably and safely. So it's also the same thing with the priority seats that we have also in Japan. Next mistake would be not knowing how to use the squat toilets. So while modern toilets are prevalent in urban Japan, squat toilets are still found in rural areas and some public facilities. So these toilets require proper technique for use, such as facing the right direction and positioning correctly to avoid splashing. Now, understanding and respecting local toilet etiquette ensures a hygienic and comfortable experience when encountering squat toilets during your travels. So this would be the bonus tip. Another mistake is not watching Japan. Not just kidding. Watching additional videos like this from YouTubers like yours truly provides valuable insights, tips for travelers exploring Japan. So from city guides to transportation advice, cultural etiquette, these videos offer practical guidance for navigating Japan's unique customs and attractions. So engaging with this channel's content can enhance your travel experience and help you make the most of your trip to Japan. So I hope you found this tips helpful for your upcoming trip, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like or give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. For more guides and tips, you can watch my playlist or watch some of my videos. So hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And remember, avoiding these common travel mistakes will ensure your journey through Japan is smooth and memorable. So see you next time. Mata ne.